Welcome to a new edition. I'm Nadia Sharbi, and this week we're putting the focus on how the COVID-19 crisis has cut off certain French citizens and also sparked a wave of solidarity. Whether for health, mobility or financial reasons, France's common experience of confinement has affected some people more than others. Let's start with a look at how it's impacted the lives of those living with a disability. That's 1 in 5 French citizens and over 8 million caregivers.
It's been almost 30 years since Julien lost his sight. Within his routine, he's always looking to be as independent as possible. But managing without assistance and getting out in his neighbourhood alone as he's used to is now more complicated. Under lockdown, there's less traffic and passers-by. These quieter conditions might appear beneficial to a blind person, but it's not the case.
On s'est habitué au bruit, donc on se réfère au son, les voitures, les talons des femmes. On repère tout. Vous voyez, là, je suis perdu. Parce que vous voyez, là, il n'y a pas de voiture. Là, je ne sais pas du tout si le feu, il est bon pour moi ou pas. Donc du coup, je vais attendre. Et là, il y a des gens qui traversent. Mais je ne sais pas si le feu, c'est... Là, c'est à moi, parce qu'il y a une voiture qui s'est arrêtée.
Losing his bearings, Julien veers off course.
Je n'ai pas traversé droit.
In order to comply with social distancing, Julien can no longer be alone in certain situations, such as visiting this shop, where he regularly does his grocery shopping alone. He can also no longer rely on a method which is essential for him and is now banned.
Pour faire les courses, pour respecter la distanciation, tout ce qu'on nous demande aujourd'hui, et c'est normal, ben, je m'appuie vraiment sur les enfants.
Help from family can be essential for those with a disability, but not everyone can benefit from this resource. Special arrangements have been put in place, such as this national platform to support families caring for a disabled child.
Le quotidien de parents qui font avec le handicap de leur enfant, ils changent de casquette tout au long de la journée, ils deviennent orthophonistes ou kinés ou éducateurs ou du coup soignants. Je dirais que le plus grand besoin c'est de pouvoir se reposer.
This is exactly the kind of support Izara is now receiving thanks to Lisa's intervention. Binta now comes 3 times a week for 3 hours to help shoulder the weight of caring for 4-year-old autistic twins.
Pas faire ça, mon cœur, non, t'as vu ton ami partout.
Despite contact with the children's teachers and support from other parents on social networking sites, for 3 weeks, Izara was alone with her autistic children in her small 1-bedroom flat.
Et imagine pour partir faire les courses. Pour l'accueil, beaucoup de personnes. C'est pas possible, j'ai attendu avec deux enfants.
Some 12 million French people live with a disability, and under lockdown, they're particularly vulnerable to the health crisis.
Now, of course, this crisis is also exacerbating social inequalities. And in the country's impoverished suburbs, people who are already vulnerable are finding themselves even more isolated by confinement. But local activists are adapting to this new form of hardship and are eager to help, like in the northern region of Compiègne.
Bonjour. Vous allez trouver vos courses.
Since the start of the coronavirus lockdown, these young men in Compiègne have been delivering groceries to people in the neighborhood free of charge.
Ils déposent nos courses sur le pas de la porte pour nous exposer le moins possible. Voilà. Et je tenais à les remercier aussi parce que grâce à vous, je ne sais pas si vous vous en rendez compte, mais ma maman, elle a beaucoup moins de stress grâce à vous.
The group is reaching out to the elderly and isolated women.
Je suis déjà premièrement maman célibataire et je suis aussi atteinte d'un handicap visuel. Donc pour moi, c'est assez compliqué de pouvoir me déplacer. Donc je fais appel aux jeunes.
Il y a une petite bouteille? Non, mais juste un paquet.
Amidou and Aboukari are members of the anti-violence association Coupe du Poing, or Punch, which in normal times is known for broadcasting videos online in an effort to reduce violence in the area.
Il n'y a pas de tournage, mais on voulait servir à quelque chose et se rendre utile auprès des gens les plus vulnérables. Voilà.
They're not the only ones giving a helping hand. This group set up an online money pot to buy and distribute essential foodstuff to people in the poorer neighbourhoods of Compiègne.
On voit que les gens ne travaillent pas forcément ou ils n'ont plus d'emploi ou situation de chômage. Donc c'est difficile pour eux, c'est difficile aussi pour nous de voir ça. Donc autant être tous solidaires, marcher main dans la main.
Vous appellerez dès que j'ai besoin.
Lorsqu'on est parti ramener les courses à la clé, on nous avait vu son sourire. Nous, c'est juste voir ça, c'est ça qui nous fait plaisir.
Wearing masks and changing gloves frequently, the duo makes about 15 deliveries per day.
On parle toujours de la délinquance dans les quartiers, alors qu'il n'y a pas que ça dans les quartiers. Sur 10 personnes, peut-être il y en a 2 qui vont faire des bêtises, mais les 8 autres, on ne parle pas d'eux, alors qu'eux, ils font les choses bien dans la ville. Mais on ne parle pas d'eux.
The young men say they'll continue helping others for as long as confinement lasts.
Well, this groundswell of solidarity is being felt nationwide, and it's facilitated by a number of apps and platforms, the biggest of which, with 3.5 million users across France, is Allo Voisin, or Hello Neighbour, which was launched in 2013. And we can cross now to its founder, Edouard Dumortier, who joins us from the Nantes region. Hello, thank you very much for being with us.
Bonjour.
Now, French authorities had already recognised your platform as a digital service of public value. Has it really come into its own with this crisis?
Dans nos valeurs, on retrouve les notions de solidarité.
We value solidarity, helping others, and local spirit. So when this crisis and the lockdown began, we thought we had a role to play.
On s'est dit qu'on avait toute notre place à jouer dans ce contexte et on a mis
We
en place
began our Operation National Solidarity, where first of all we got rid of all the fees which usually go alongside online transactions.
sur les transactions qui sont payées en ligne. Et d'autre part,
And then we started reaching out to all sorts of people, like health workers, police, people who have to keep going to work, and people who have issues at home, for example with children, food shopping, medication, or taking pets out for walks.
la sortie des animaux de compagnie, etc.
We're telling them to log on to Allo Voisin and post about their request, and we've encouraged our community to meet these requests for free.
Également en mode totalement non rémunéré.
And are you seeing more people log on to ask for help?
Oui, c'est très net. On constate
The number of solidarity requests is shooting up, and we're also seeing that French people are really inclined to respond to them.
Français sont vraiment enclins
There's a real desire to help and participate.
de participer. Je pense notamment à ce petit jeune qui cuisine à Paris.
We had a young user who cooked all day with his mum, and in the evening they went to the hospital and handed out the meals they made to health workers.
Personnel soignant. Je pense aussi à cette personne dans la région lyonnaise.
We also had someone near Lyon who put up a flat which was just next to a hospital.
D'un centre hospitalier pour que les personnes
So health workers could go and take a break there, or take a shower, or cook.
ont envie de cuisiner, enfin bref, disposer d'un toit où se poser. Et on a plein d'actions qui
People are doing lots of different things, and it shows that the spirit of solidarity is widespread, and it comes in many forms.
et vraiment qui résonnent dans la société.
Well, obviously, here in France, the state already plays a massive role in offering public health service, but also social and economic support, which means that perhaps there's less of a volunteer culture here in France. Do you see that changing?
Moi, ce que je constate, c'est que cette
I've noticed that this crisis, like every crisis, puts our behaviours and habits under a microscope,
on a une espèce de
and we seem to have gone back to basics, to what's most important.
essentiel. Et aujourd'hui, le
The
confinement
lockdown has meant a return to family values. We're realising that we depend on one another.
des autres. On a la chance d'être français.
As you say, we're lucky to be French. We're lucky to live in a country where if you fall sick, everything's taken care of, where there are 10 million people who are on financial support because they can't work. Their incomes are upheld by the rest of society. In France, the collective serves the individual, so it's beautiful that we're now seeing that dynamic reversed, as individuals choose to help the collective and truly embody the meaning of solidarity.
Edouard Dumortier, thank you very much.
Merci, au revoir.
Now, unfortunately, not everyone has access to such platforms, and perhaps the segregating effect of this crisis is felt most acutely by those left out of the confinement loop. That is to say, the country's homeless, who are particularly vulnerable and isolated in the face of this virus.
By Paris's Ring Road, a makeshift clinic. It's been set up by French charity MSF to offer care to those on the edges of the system.
Alors, Dites-moi rapidement qu'est-ce qui vous amène.
Souvent, c'est mon corps. Le respect, ça me fatigue un peu.
MSF is one of the last organisations still operating on the ground. It's part of a special response to the coronavirus epidemic, offering medical help to the vulnerable.
Donc un peu le nez qui coule, vous me disiez quand même. Toussez un petit peu.
For the homeless, migrants and unaccompanied minors, COVID-19's made an already desperate situation worse.
Les déplacements de ces personnes pour accéder aux services dont ils bénéficiaient sont plus compliqués. Il y a moins de transport, potentiellement ils habitent loin, il y a moins de structures associatives qui pouvaient les accueillir, il y a plus de distance à couvrir pour accéder aux services dont on a besoin au quotidien.
MSF also operates in places like this, a Paris gym being used to house migrants. They've been here since one of the many makeshift camps which have sprung up in recent years was cleared on March the 24th. Here, a lack of personal space makes social distancing measures impossible.
Idéalement, c'est certainement pas dans un gymnase qu'il faut mettre les personnes à l'abri, dû à toutes ces difficultés de promiscuité. L'idéal, ce serait d'avoir des bâtiments, des hôtels, avec des chambres individuelles.
France's lockdown means many legal, social and asylum procedures are on hold. And out on the streets, it's often organisations like MSF who are left to help as best they can.
Well, so we're leaving this edition. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and stay safe.